Good Tuesday afternoon to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com. It represents 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at the current analysis of this part of the hemisphere, and you can see a couple different things. Across Canada, a little bit of colder than normal, but not much. A couple spots in the middle there around, looks like Manitoba into Ontario, a little bit warmer, but a good portion of the eastern United States is warmed up. And the areas around the eastern U.S. Showing that much more of a warm-up here. And then most notably here, we have over the Arctic region, Arctic amplification is alive and well with warmer than normal temperatures situated there, and a lot of displacement of sometimes the colder Arctic air working its way into Canada and then western Alaska, western Canada, and so forth. One of the more interesting things, however, is that where weather systems form is really next to colder air masses in close proximity to warmer air masses. And these are anomalies, so that's above normal. It may not be especially warm. It's warmer, of course, in the U.S., where we're seeing these kind of temperatures, and I'll show you that in a second. But right along those areas that are cold to the north, warm to the south, we call this baroclinicity. These are where areas of low pressure form and so forth. And so let's take a look and see what's going on here across the country. Okay, looking at the large-scale features. First off, we'll start with the west coast. You can see up in Alaska, it's snowing quite a bit, cold temperatures across there, and just about all of Canada supporting some snow. A little bit of a rain mix here, and that's important, and this is a part of a system that's going to be pushing in, especially later overnight tonight and into Wednesday morning, and then working its way out. But we have this upper-level system off the coast of California. It's pushing sort of an influx across the southern part of the U.S., Mexico, and so forth. We have the northern branch of the jet stream, and these two are definitely separated, and that northern branch is the one that's driving weather for us. And here you can see temperatures and just how cold it is up north here. We're still below zero in parts of Alaska and up in the Arctic, subarctic region. Meanwhile, it's warmed up considerably just about coast to coast. We've had generally a kind of a zonal flow, a little bit of a sort of west-northwest to east-southeast. The main polar branch of the jet stream being not too far from the U.S.-Canadian border. And again, our weather is going to be coming at us basically from the Great Lakes. There's a couple systems, the second one a little bit more potent, and this is going to be notable for a little bit of wet snow in some locations, especially we get late in the week, and also keep our temperatures down. And you're looking at the European model in the 6-hourly increments, or is that a 3-hourly increment? It looks like 3 hours. So this is our current situation here on this Tuesday, and this is valid about 8 p.m. Tuesday evening. You can see it's colder to the north, warmer to the south. We have a weather system that is pushing in, and this particular weather system is going to kind of brush just across southern parts of Vermont with a little bit of wet snow, and then it's out of here. And by 15Z, about 11 o'clock in the morning, it shows just how fast it exits. So these systems are really moving quite fast. And we're going to see a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a break, and then our next weather system is going to push in. This is a lot more potent. It's got a lot of digging action on the sort of backside of this area of low pressure, 989 hectopascal area of low pressure. It's going to be pushing through. It does weaken as it kind of comes through northern Vermont here, and it's good for a little mix of rain and snow, probably wet snow in the upper elevations, the same things we've been seeing, but it does form a coastal low. The old primary low is still way back here, so it's going to elongate the system, and this low is going to sort of head north, and so we're going to see this elongated stretch of weather, and this is what's going to get us on, it looks like, on mostly Fridays. We get into really Thursday night and Friday, the end of the week. This is the snow showers. That'll be probably some upslope component snows. It could even be adding maybe as much as 3, 4, 5, 6 inches out of this. And the European ensemble is in agreement with that. And then things kind of whittle back down through the day on Friday. We get into Friday evening. We're scattering out as a few leftover flurries or light snow showers. And then by the time we get into Saturday morning, just an isolated leftover flurry possibility. A very secondary disturbance kind of pushes on through, and that's moving on out. And better weather for this coming weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, by the way, look real good. But then look what's happening right after the period expires, which is going to be about 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. So this is through Sunday, our area of higher pressure strengthening as it heads over the Atlantic Ocean, pulls away. This opens the door for a pretty good pressure gradient, so we got probably southeasterly gradient winds. This is just beyond the period, something we'll need to watch. This looks like it could be a little bit more impactful for utilities. However, it looks to be all rain, as you can see here. Then we get dry slotted, and then well, this is a Tuesday, and we'll take you through about Wednesday of next week. Way around the corner, it looks like we're into some wet snow showers and a little bit of cool-off across the northern tier of the U.S. In fact, we'll see almost coast to coast going really below normal in temperature. Looking at the GFS ensemble mixed in with the Canadian data centered on Montpelier, Vermont. This is the 3-hourly QPF. You can see the bigger precipitation maker here is going to be the one that's moving in for Thursday. And then it looks like after that, a secondary system, the one that's going to move in for Friday. And this is going to include some snow. And then beyond that, and this is the system we were looking at just beyond this period here, as you get into the 12th and 13th and so forth. Looking at the total amount of QPF, looks like this. And you can see we're talking with the first system somewhere between 6 and 8/10 of an inch of snowfall, or melted precip, excuse me. And then a little bit of a gradation upward. So we're talking close to 1 inch by the time we end the week. And then this is our next weather system. It's going to be after this coming weekend for 2 days of dry weather as it looks right now. And that's precipitation type. We'll take a look at total snowfall. You can kind of see this 4 to 5 inch amount here over time, and that's what's going to be falling with that upslope component. Again, this is centered on Montpelier, Vermont, so that may carry over. And right now, the GFS ensemble is in decent agreement with the European. Temperature-wise, this is the 2-meter temperatures in the GFS ensemble. You can see that we warm up and then cool down toward the late part of the week and into the first part of the weekend, and then temperatures begin to warm up once again. Looking at the total amount of weighted temperatures, getting pretty chilly in the northern part of Canada once again, and I showed you the reason why with that Arctic amplification and the Arctic being covered by high pressure that's weakened the jet stream and displaces that colder air further to the south toward 45 north latitude. And that was the 5-day MOS. This is 3 days later. You can see almost coast to coast here, except for a little bit of a warm influx off the Pacific Ocean. That's going to be the name of the game here as we go into the middle part of April. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.